What's up, guys? What's going on? Can you guys hear me? We're trying out some new stuff, so I decided to come on and do a quick test real quick for you guys. Obviously, it's the day before the race. It's contingency day, and just wanted to come on here and let you guys know what we are going to do tomorrow. We're gonna be live tomorrow every hour on top of the hour, just like we are every race. And the bikes go off the line tomorrow at 6 in the morning, and then they have a gap, and the cars go off the line at 9 in the morning. So that's the first four-wheel vehicle is at 9 in the morning. So that means our first update tomorrow will be at 10 in the morning. There's no sense in me going live at 9 in the morning because that's when they're first starting, and you guys are all going to want to watch the score feed because they are going to have a camera at the start finish like they always do. So wake up at 9 o'clock, go on the score feed, watch it for about an hour, and then come over here and we'll start doing these every hour starting at 10. Now, also one new thing I am doing this race, you guys can now watch us on YouTube. So I know a lot of people don't have Facebook anymore, and we were kind of limited to only doing this on Facebook during the races before for our race updates. So starting this race tomorrow, you can just go to YouTube, go to our channel. It's just Fishgistics. So if you're on a computer, just go to youtube.com/Fishgistics. It'll come up. If you have a mobile device, just download the YouTube app, which I'm sure all of you guys already have the YouTube app anyways. Just type in Fishgistics, look for our channel, and then you can actually go on there and set notifications. So you'll get notified every time we go live. So go on your YouTube app, go to the Fishgistics channel, and look for the little, I think it's like a bell symbol in the corner or notifications, and turn those on. So go ahead and do that today, and then you guys will all get notified tomorrow when we're on YouTube. And then I believe that I can see all the comments now from YouTube and Facebook in this one new chat here. So if any of you guys are watching us on YouTube right now, go ahead and say something, and let me see if we can see it. I see all you guys on Facebook chat, so that'll be good to now have the YouTube viewers all in one page here. All right, so what do you guys think? Who do you guys think's gonna win? Why don't I, while I continue testing this for a couple more minutes, why don't we just go over the entry list real quick? In case you guys didn't know the qualifying results yesterday, I'll just go through a couple classes real quick here. I want to give this a few minutes and see how it works. So the in the trophy truck class, we had Bryce Menzies qualified number 1. He was about 5 seconds ahead of Andy McMillan. And there we go. Chris just gave us a YouTube comment, and I see it. So perfect. We are dialed. So if you guys are watching on YouTube, feel free to comment tomorrow. I'll be able to see it. If you guys are watching us right now on the Race Desert page, I can see your comments also, and I can see them on Fishgistics. So I'm glad I finally figured out some more technology here and be able to get all the comments in one spot. So anyways, it was Bryce Menzies ahead of Andy McMillan tomorrow, and then we had Luke McMillan got bumped up to 3rd. In case you guys missed it, Tavo Vidosala was originally your 3rd place qualifier, and then he had a 3-second penalty for cutting the course, and that bumped him down to 4th. Basically, him and Luke just swapped spots. It didn't really affect anything besides that one spot. Then in 5th, we had Alan Impudia. He was in 5th, and then in 6th was Robbie Gordon, who also had a 3-second penalty, which actually cost Robbie 2 positions, because Robbie was in 4th position before the penalty, and then with the penalty, he got bumped down to 6th. I know Robbie made a video, and it was pretty convincing evidence that he didn't really go off the course enough to maybe warrant a penalty. I don't know. You know, I'm really glad I'm not Jose G. I would never want to be a race director because no matter what you do, somebody is always mad at you. It's impossible to make everybody happy. And I know Robbie was going to go and talk to Jose and bring his video evidence to him and Roger and see if he could convince him to overturn his penalty. I haven't heard if that worked or not. I'm going to guess that no, it probably didn't work, but I don't know. If it did, I'll let you guys know. So if it worked, you're going to see Robbie starting 4th tomorrow. Otherwise, if it didn't work, you're going to see Robbie in 6th tomorrow. And then that was pretty much all the drama in that class. So then if we go look at the, let's see who in the other classes that qualified, there's only 2 other classes that qualified yesterday. So the Trophy Truck Spec class, which has a record number of entries for a score race. There was 33 that qualified yesterday, and I think there was a couple that actually didn't qualify. So I think there's going to be about 35 to 37 that is going to take the start line tomorrow. So that's pretty cool. It's good to see the Trophy Truck Specs. That's actually some of the best racing right now, in my opinion. The closest racing and best racing is in that class, the trophy truck spec class. Kyle Jurgensen in his Brenthal truck, he qualified on top again. He's done that quite a bit in that truck, so that was definitely a good hire for Brenthal brothers. He's a very fast driver, and their truck is obviously very good. The Herbst truck with Pierce Herbst and Ryan Millen, I believe that was Ryan driving. He qualified second. He was actually only 1 second behind Jurgensen. So remember what I just said about good racing? Look at that, 1 second in qualifying. And then behind him, we had Jason McNeil. So good to see Jason McNeil. He's been fast lately. He was only not even. I'm looking at the times. So Pierce Herbst was not. It was 6.20.919, and then Jason McNeil was 6:20.956. So he was like 4/10 of a second off of him. Right? Yeah, one's tenths. Yeah, I think or no hundreds hundredths of a second. They're so close between these guys in qualifying. And then in fourth place was Ryan Hancock. So the Team Ford, Alexander Ford, they're out there. They're racing. It's going to be them in fourth place tomorrow. And then behind them, we have Clay Lawrence is going to be fifth. Then behind them, Andrew Myers is going to be in sixth. And Jeff Bader in seventh. And the list just goes on. I'm not going to read all of them to you guys. But really good between the first place and it looks like about about fourth place. The top four were only within 5 seconds of each other. So that was the, like I said, the Alexander Ford, Ryan Hancock entry got fourth there. So they were, after them, there was a bigger gap. But between them and the 3 trucks ahead of them, it was only a couple seconds in qualifying. So it's going to be pretty good there. See, some of you guys are asking for update on Cameron Steele. Well, he did go live on here a little bit ago. If you guys missed it, he was on our Facebook at least going live. He got some sand in the motor. They don't know how the sand got in there. One theory is maybe it sucked it in from the rear main seal because during the qualifying pre-run lap, there was so much silt and it was so soft that it just packed the skid plates full underneath the motor. So it doesn't really make much sense how it got in there. But one theory they had is maybe it got sucked in from the rear main seal with the vacuum. It was just so packed with silt under there. Anyways, his motor's full of sand. It's done. It's not going to race. So luckily for Cameron, he pre-runs in the Geyser #1 chassis, the original Geyser trophy truck that they built, #1. That's his pre-runner. So right now, they are taking everything on the pre-runner and making sure it's ready to go, and they're going to race the pre-runner tomorrow. So Cameron Steele will be starting in the back. He'll be in the back, and remember this race where you finish at this race is your starting position for the Baja 500. So that's why Cameron really wants to make sure he goes out and gets at this point a top 10, maybe even a top 5. You never know for starting positions at the 500 because there will be no qualifying at the 500. So that's what Cameron's going to do. He's going to be racing. They're working on the truck right now. They're going to get it ready. Obviously it just pre-ran quite a bit. So now, they got to kind of do a quick, half a day prep on the car with whatever they got down there. I know they're going to change the diff out. I think he said, put a new drive shaft on, just do a couple things. But it is a real trophy truck. It's not just a pre-runner. So it's the original chassis Geyser Brothers. So we'll see how it goes for Cameron. But he'll be in the race. Let's see, who else are you guys talking about? Oh yeah, Class 1. So the Class 1 results. Now there was only 5 Class 1 cars that qualified. Everybody, the big thing was like everybody's like, where's the RPI car, the RPI all-wheel drive car? Well, they didn't qualify, but they are racing. So they're just going to start 6th tomorrow, which, after seeing that course yesterday, they probably made the right choice almost, like in a lot of people's minds. If there's only 5 cars qualifying, even if you qualify first, you're just going to be 5 ahead. Like, it's not like there's 30 and you're going to be way far behind everybody. So by not qualifying, it's not that big of a deal, really. They're going to start 6th. So that's what's up with the RPI car. There's nothing wrong with it. It didn't break, nothing like that. They didn't even go to qualifying. That was never their plan. So Brock Dickerson was on the pole. And then right behind him, Mason Cullen was in second. So we had Brock Dickerson was about a good-sized gap, actually, about 30-second gap back to Mason Cullen. And then only about 6 seconds back from him was Cody Parkhouse in third. So it was Dickerson, Mason Cullen, and then Cody Parkhouse. And then Brian Dawson was the 4th qualifier. And then Mario Fuentes, he is your 5th qualifier yesterday in Class 1. So not very many Class 1s out here at this race, but at least there's some, and they're some of them had some fun qualifying yesterday, so that's good. So let's see, what else are you guys saying here? Andy for the repeat. Yeah, who you guys taking? My opinion here, and this is my opinion. It's hard to beat Bryce Menzies right now. I mean, this guy. I don't know the last time he got beat when he didn't crash the truck. Really, I mean, at the 1,000 he rolled it. Then he had a problem at the other 1,000. Same thing. If he went out and at King of the Hammers qualified first. There wasn't a lot of people out there. He just smoked everybody that was out there. So obviously Bryce is the pick for tomorrow. If he doesn't have a problem, I don't really see who's going to beat him. Bryce has as much pre-run homework as everybody else. He has the nice pre-runners to go around. He's not beat up. He's in good condition. He's ready to go. I mean, he's going to be hard to beat. However, right behind him is Andy McMillan, and he is basically in the same truck as Bryce. Bryce has a little bit different motor. His motor does make a little bit more horsepower than the motor that Andy has. So they're not exactly the same truck. When you guys think of a Mason all-wheel drive, there is getting to be a little bit difference between them now. So Bryce has a little bit bigger motor than Andy. Um, you know, I don't know. My pick is going to be Bryce. Obviously, he's starting up front, but then Andy's right there. However, this is a race where somebody can come from the back, and there's a big enough gap between the people that this goes by corrected time. So never count anybody out that's in the back. That's for sure. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a good race. So you guys got any other questions while we're on today testing this out? It looks like it's working. I'm seeing questions from YouTube. So if you just joined us, the big news is we are going to be live on YouTube tomorrow every hour now. So if you don't have Facebook or you have a friend who doesn't like Facebook, not on there anymore, let them know they can just go to our YouTube page tomorrow and we'll be live there every hour too. So that's what's coming up new for this race. Doug wants to know how many second penalty was RG. It was 3 seconds. Tavo got 3 seconds, and Robbie Gordon got 3 seconds. So it was both of them. Somebody says, watch Dolly blow through the field to a podium. It could happen. I mean, that's what I mean. At this race, somebody can come from the back. I think Tavo actually did it not that long ago. Tavo started all the way in the back a few years ago, and he won. He won the race. So it's not impossible, that's for sure. And it's Baja. Remember, you always had to beat Baja. So yeah, Bryce Menzies was fast. He was 5 seconds ahead in qualifying. That doesn't matter tomorrow. I mean, you got to beat Baja. He could be 20 minutes ahead and you break 2 miles from the finish line. You never know. So that's what's cool about desert racing. See Jurgensen for the overall. Yeah, you never know. Who knows? Could a spec truck do it? I don't think at this race, but you never know. So what else you guys saying? We'll be live on Facebook tomorrow or just YouTube? Yeah, no, we'll be both. We will be on the Fishgistics Facebook. We will be on Race Desert Facebook, and we will be on Fishgistics YouTube. So that's the new one that we're adding. All right, so that's where we'll be. The first update for us will be at 10 a.m. tomorrow. So the race starts at 9 a.m. It starts at 6 a.m. for bikes. So all you bike guys, they start at 6. The trackers will be up on the score site. They are using the same tracking. It's already up on the main page, so just go to the score main page, and they'll be up. And then also the other thing new, we're going to help out Score a little bit this race with their live feed. So I'm going to record a couple updates and send them over as live as I can to them, and then they're going to play some of our updates on the Score live feed. So hopefully we can help them get them some breaking news throughout the race to help with their show tomorrow. What else you guys saying? Ampudia will be in the battle. Yes, he will. Ampudia is very fast. As you guys saw in qualifying, he almost wadded it up and then he saved it in that turn. That was a little bit of a pucker factor there. Let's see. As a friend that's YouTube only. Yep, that's why we added YouTube. I know a lot of people aren't on Facebook anymore. So tell your friends if they're anti-Facebook, they can now catch us on YouTube tomorrow. And let's see, someone says, is BJ Baldwin racing? No, BJ Baldwin is not racing this race. I think he's going to do the Silver State 300, but he's not down here. Is there a race live stream at the 250? Yes, Score. Go to score-international.com, and they will have a live stream. They will have a live video up. Theirs will be live the whole time. And then just remember, at the top of every hour, like right now, for instance, it's 4 o'clock. Come back over here onto our page and get our update. And then as soon as we're done, go back and watch the Score feed until we come back again. Let's see. Do you have a lot of trackers out there as well this race? I have some. I think we have about 7 this race. I've kind of tapered off doing that because it doesn't. It's kind of more work than what it's worth. But yes, I do have some. I have some on the top runners too. We have one on Bryce's truck. We have one on Andy's truck. We have one on Cameron's truck. So yeah, we have trackers on a lot of people. So all the people that hopefully you guys are wanting to see if their score tracker goes out, hopefully the fish tracker stays working. So that's good. It's always good to have a backup, especially when you're talking about Baja racing. All right, want to see how the EVs do? Yeah, we're gonna watch them tomorrow for sure. The EVs are the electric vehicles. If you guys didn't know, there's two this race. There's the Lordstown, which is a fully public company. You can go buy Lordstown stock if you want. They're on the stock market. They brought an entry out built by Brenthal in less than like 4 weeks. It's insane what those guys did. So they're racing, and then there's the Toyota entry. It's called the Shitbox, and that's not me calling it that. That's what they call it. So we're going to continue that name. So we have Lordstown, big money, big truck versus the Shitbox Toyota. Personally, I think the Shitbox is going to get them just because I think there's a lot of stuff going on in that Lordstown truck that's not proven yet. But that's what they came here for. They came here to prove themselves. So we're going to see. We're going to see how far the Lordstown truck makes it. They have to charge also. So I had a couple. I saw one of you guys asked this. The Lordstown electric truck has to stop and charge. They're not going to change the batteries. The batteries are way too integrated into the cab and or into the chassis on that truck. You can't just do a quick change. So they're going to stop. This is funny. They have a huge generator. So the electric car has a generator in their pit that is going to have a charging station at it. So the generator running on gas, diesel I think actually, is running the charging station, which is going to charge the electric car. So you can't really go racing without gas because you still have to have a generator to charge your batteries. Well, they do at least. So they're going to stop at least once, probably twice, maybe 3 times. They don't even know. So they don't know how far they can go yet because they've never raced before. So they have no idea. They might be able to go 50 miles. They might be able to go 100. They might be able to go 250. They have no idea how far they're going to go. So I don't know how they're going to choose what pit to stop at, but I would just assume they're going to go to almost every pit and have the car there and hope if they need it, that it's there. Because if you send the charge station out to pit 2 and you can only make it to pit 1, you're not getting charged. So I think the charge station has to move every pit until they know at least the range of it. And then the Shitbox, now they're doing something different. They are changing the batteries. So they use 3 battery packs. It's a pack that they made that holds a bunch in it, and it's 3 of them, and they go in the bed. And then on their trailer, they have a flatbed trailer, and they made like an A-frame on it with a pulley. So they pull the car in the trailer, the pulley comes over, hook up a battery pack, take it off, drop it off on the trailer. Take the 3 off, and then put 3 on. They're going to go 50 miles. So every 50 miles, they're going to change the batteries. That's the Shitbox. So they have enough batteries to be planning to go 50 miles and change every 50 miles. They told me it takes them about 5 minutes to change the batteries. That's pretty quick. So even give them, say it takes them twice that. That's 10 minutes. So 10 minutes and you got to stop 4 times. That's 40 minutes in pit stops. Where the Lordstown truck, I believe some people told me it takes 30 minutes for them to charge. Some people told me it takes an hour. So let's just go with 30 minutes. So say it takes them 30 minutes and they say they only have to stop twice. That's an hour worth of charging. They're going to at least have to stop twice. There's no way. So that's an hour worth of charging. The Shitbox is only at 40 minutes of charging. That was doubling what they told me it was going to take. So I think the Shitbox has an advantage on changing the batteries versus charging. However, we'll see. This is all new technology. We've never seen these cars race before. The Shitbox did race at King of the Hammers, and it did finish. I think they finished. So they have some experience in the truck. Lordstown truck has driven in the dirt. I think this will be the second time it drove in the dirt. So we'll see. It'll be fun to watch, something different. People say, well, they make Zoo Road. Highly doubtful because Zoo Road this time is all the way around the other way because they go south first. So Zoo Road is actually almost at the finish. If they make Zoo Road, they'll make the finish because the course is going south first. So I wouldn't bet my money on that one. But you never know. They could prove me wrong tomorrow. I might look like an idiot and they might do the whole thing and stop one time and I don't know. We'll see. I just I don't know. I think it's cool that they're out here. I think it's rad, and I think it is the future, honestly. Once these things get dialed in, once you can get the range down, the range is the problem because you can't be going 50 miles and changing battery packs, and you can't be charging for an hour in a pit with a diesel generator that you have to bring gas for. That's just, what's the point, But when you can get an electric car that can go the whole race or go maybe one pit stop or two pit stops and change the batteries quickly, just like fueling within a couple minutes, I think that we're onto something. So the Lordstown truck also uses hub motors, and there's one motor in each wheel in the hub. So it's all-wheel drive with a motor in each hub. I think that's going to be the failure if I had to guess. I don't know if those things are going to hold up to the abuse. If it does, those things are badass. I mean, that's amazing if those things can hold up to this. But that's my guess. I'm always straight up with you guys. You guys know that. I think their hub motors are going to fail. I think that'll be the failing point. That's just my guess. I don't know anything about it. I'm not a rocket science. I'm not an electrical engineer. I don't know shit. I'm just telling you guys. I think that's what's gonna happen tomorrow. We'll see. So let's see what else. EV's crazy. Dust in the hub motors will mess things up for Lordstown. Yeah, I'm telling you. I have a feeling that's what it's gonna be. So supercharger. Yeah, their supercharger I think is the one that can do it in 30 minutes. They say. But is that from a dead battery or is that from a half dead battery? You know what I mean? I don't know what they were calculating their 30 minutes at. So it'll be interesting to see tomorrow. If you guys are in the pits tomorrow and you see them, someone put a timer on them. I want to see how long they're actually in the pits for. All right. So what else you guys got here? You guys got a lot of comments here. What do you know about motorcycle rider 50X that ran into a barbed wire fence and had to? Yes, I did hear about that. I haven't got an update recently. There was a motorcycle rider or quad rider that was running the course, had an accident pre-running barbed wire. There was a barbed wire fence right next to him, which is always sketchy. Got into the barbed wire fence and it got him cut. That was a few days ago, so I haven't heard an update recently. But he did get taken to the hospital, and he was back in the U.S. at a hospital, and he was supposed to be okay. The last I had heard. Hopefully he's all good. If any of you guys have some more information more recently on him, let me know. But it wasn't anything across the course. It wasn't a booby trap. It wasn't anything like that. I did clarify that because that was some of the rumors I had initially heard. He just simply crashed next to a barbed wire fence, which all of us have been in Baja and ran next to the fences. And if you look over there, you're like, this would be bad if we lost it. And he did and went into it. So sounds like he... See, Nate Pearson says he is all good. He is all stitched up. There you go. So there you go. He's all stitched up. Got very lucky, very lucky. I'm sure he'll be back in Baja again. But just something to think about when you're running next to those barbed wire fences. Those are, that's pretty gnarly there. So let's see what else. Are you covering UTVs tomorrow? Yes, 100%, Amy. We will be covering UTVs. Polaris is our presenting sponsor of the UTV class, so we have to. We will for sure be covering all of the UTVs, which also another record amount of entries this race is the Pro UTV class, the Pro Turbo. I think there was 36 or 37 or something like that. That is also a record for score. That's the most that they've ever had, and that's pretty cool to see. Those classes keep growing. So very cool to see that. All right, so let's see. What else do we have for you guys here? Looks like the comments are still working. Yeah, they're still working. Over 100 stitches. There we go. Pictures of his neck are gnarly. Yeah, we're not. I did see those. I'm not going to post them here. That is for sure. Over 100 stitches. Very. Yeah, he very lucky. Glad to hear he's okay. Let's see what else you guys got. All right, maybe that's about it then. You guys got any other questions or anything else you guys want to know about the race tomorrow before we sign off? I'm just, let's see, I'm trying to scroll back up here and look at what else you guys might have asked. Let's see, who's your pick for Spec TT? Well, that's a tough one, honestly. And once again, it's kind of like Jurgensen's the guy to beat right now, right? I mean, he's qualified up front, won a lot of races recently, but all those guys up top, any one of them can win tomorrow. This is where it's going to come down to pre-running. The Spec TT class is 100% going to come down to pre-running because most of these cars are going to make it to the finish. It's not really about who breaks anymore, who has a problem. The Spec TTs almost always finish. But this race is going to be so close that one line that you missed when you're pre-running, that Jason McNeil caught when he was pre-running, and he goes by you, he gains 30 seconds. That's going to be the line, Ryan Hancock, the Alexander Ford guys, they're new down here. I don't think they've raced in Baja before. So they've raced a lot in the U.S. They're down here. They came down, did a lot of pre-running. Jordan Poole, who rides with them, he's very experienced. He's been to Baja before. He knows what's up. They did a lot of pre-running, so hopefully they picked all the lines that someone like Carl Jurgensen, or the Herps, Pierce Herps, and Ryan Millen. Those are like Baja veterans. The Herps, they know every line everywhere, probably without even having to go pre-run. They have all the lines marked. So it's really, really going to come down to pre-running. Let's see. Someone says Herb's been putting in work pre-running. Yeah, I mean it's hard to beat them, on the lines. That's where it's going to come down to. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win. I can't even pick, honestly. I would probably say someone in those top four. It's going to be hard to beat someone in those top four. Even and no offense to the guy that's in fifth, who's Clay Lawrence. No, he might win tomorrow too. It's just I don't know. These racing is too close now. It's way too close to call. Let's see. Either way, just race it off. Bread level, I broke a bolt in qualifying. Okay, so Jason Hutter says bread level, and I broke a bolt in qualifying. Coming from 32nd starting position in Spec TT, been pre-running all week. See, there you go. So there's one coming from the back who's probably a faster driver normally, who had a bad qualifying, coming from the back. He's got his lines dialed. They've been pre-running. He's not out of this yet, So we'll see what happens there. How does the track look for Class 11? I don't know. I haven't seen it in the last few days. Honestly, I'm kind of bummed I didn't get a chance to get down and pre-run this one. I am gonna go down and pre-run the 500 100% for sure. This is one of the first score races I haven't pre-ran in a while, before COVID, and I don't know for Class 11. There's a lot of washes, so I know it's a lot of washes, and then there's a lot of fast, and there's whoops. Did you guys see the grader out there? They graded some of the course. So I was told they graded some of the course in areas where there was a lot of spectators and there was big holes and it was an accident waiting to happen. That's why they graded those areas. That's what I was told. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm not a fan of grading. I wouldn't have done it personally myself, probably. It's Baja. If you come here knowing it's Baja. They made a choice. They graded some sections. It is what it is. I know a lot of people weren't happy about it, but it is what it is. So the Class 11 guys are probably happy about it. The 16 car guys, they're probably happy about it. The trophy truck guys aren't happy about it. Maybe some of them are. Maybe some of the all-wheel drives are a little happier because their all-wheel drive doesn't work quite as good in the big holes as some of the two-wheel drives. Maybe they wanted it graded. I don't know. Who knows? But anyways, we'll see. It's going to be fun to watch. Any changes to the rules and regulations regarding pressurized fuel systems in the pits? Just curious after last year's accident. There is no rule changes besides you have to have the updated pieces on your pressure pros. So Vince, I actually went down to the shop and did a little video with Vince last year right after that happened. And Vince, who makes all the pressure pros, created a solution to that problem so that will never happen again. Basically, you can't tamper with the blow-off valve. The blow-off valve was tampered with and it wasn't allowed to blow off, so the tank just kept pressurizing until it blew up. And it didn't blow up on fire, it blew the seam out with pressure. So his new blow-off valve he has on there has a cover over it, so you can't tamper with it, so it's impossible for it to stick. So yes, that should not be a problem anymore as long as everyone updated their pressure pros. Did someone go around checking all of them? I don't know. So it's probably possible somebody didn't. But if you're up on it and you want to be safe, which I'm pretty sure pretty much everyone in this race would want to be, yes, that there is a solution for that, and hopefully it's good to go. Somebody says Robbie's penalty looks like VS. Yeah, we talked about that earlier. I don't know if he won his appeal yet. I haven't talked to either Jose or Robbie yet. I know Robbie was going to go show him the video, so I will find out. If Robbie starts fourth tomorrow, he won it. If he starts sixth, he lost his appeal. So let's see. We are happy in Class 11. Nora Mexican 1000. Yeah, I know. Class 11 is awesome, man. I did see that there was a couple new Class 11 cars this race too, so it's going to be it'll be cool to watch. I know the Alex Gonzalez, I think he has a Class 11 that he's racing this time. He hasn't raced Class 11 before down here, I don't think, so that'll be cool to watch. All right, so anything else you guys want to know while we're doing this little preview show today? I know didn't have a chance. I know a lot of you asked me when we were doing the San Felipe preview. It's just with everyone's schedule, it was so hard to try to get it handled. I don't want that to be an excuse, but that's the truth, honestly. Cameron had a lot of stuff going on. Then Jose was busy some days. Jose was going to make it on, and then Cameron was, and then someone else wasn't. So we just ran out of time. But that won't happen again, don't worry. In the future, we'll be doing those preview shows. And we will do a wrap-up show after this, too. So next week or the week after, probably the week after, we will do a wrap-up show for sure. And we'll talk about whatever craziness goes on tomorrow at this race. Why isn't Cam's Cougar capable of winning? Well, Cam's Cougar, for you guys that don't know, is his pre-runner. That's what they call it. Why isn't it capable? Who said it wasn't capable? I didn't say it wasn't capable. I said you could come from the back at this race and have a shot at winning. So, does he have a disadvantage running it? Of course, it's not. It wasn't ready to race. It doesn't have as big a motor as a lot of these other guys have in it. It's not a newer race car. It has a lot of newer parts on it, but it's just it's going to be something to see. We'll see. And he's going for a starting spot at the 500 at this point. If he gets a top 10, he's going to be stoked on that. So let's see how many class 1 to 1600s are racing. Well, I don't actually have the final count. I don't think the entry list had. If I go and look at the last entry list, and this was a couple weeks ago. So looking at this one, let me see. Let me scroll down. This one had, see, class 1, it had 8. So there was 5 that qualified. So probably going to be 8 starting. This one had 34 specs. There's already more than that. Class 10 had 20 on this. So there's going to be at least 20 class 10 cars. So this is a big race for some of these classes. Class 7 had 5. Yeah, UTVs were up to 36 as of a couple weeks ago. Class 12 had 8 in it. Now this is just what was on the entry list. Class 1 to 1600 only had 6. So there was 6 as of like 2 weeks ago on the entry list. That's the last time they updated the entry list. I'd have to go and manually count their other thing, and I'm not going to do that because it's probably somewhere around there. We'll find out tomorrow when the race starts. So he says pump gas motor. Yeah, Cameron has a pump gas motor. It's a pre-runner, so you want to be able to do a lot of miles. You want to be able to go to Pemex and fill up. You don't want to have to run race gas in it. Plus, that would be way expensive to pre-run on race gas. So that's why he's at a bit of a disadvantage. Can he still win? Of course, anybody can win. Anything can happen. It's desert racing. That's the best part of it. So yeah. All right. Well, I think we covered it. If you guys are just tuning in, quick summary once again. We will be the race starts at 6 a.m. tomorrow for bikes, 9 a.m. tomorrow for four-wheel vehicles. We will start our first update at 10 a.m. We will go live every hour on the hour from 10 a.m. So 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, and so on for a while. We will be live. The newest thing we've added live YouTube. So if you guys don't have Facebook or you know someone that doesn't have Facebook anymore, tell them to go to our YouTube page and turn the notifications on. It's just youtube.com/fishgistics. On the app, just search for Fishgistics on the YouTube app. It'll come up. Follow, subscribe on YouTube, and turn notifications on. And when we go live, you'll get a notification, just like you do on Facebook if you guys have those turned on. And we'll be on then. I'll see if maybe we can get Cameron to go on in the morning since he's since he has to do a rear start. He can probably we'll see if we can get him to go live for us before the start, since it'll be a little while till he starts tomorrow. So hopefully Cameron can go live. If you see someone live around 9 o'clock or 8:30 ish, that's going to be Cameron, not me. I will be on at 10 for the first one. All right. So one other thing, big thanks to all of our sponsors that we have. I mean, we have a ton of sponsors now. A lot of people have come on to support us, and I'm really stoked on the support that we get from everyone and that we've gotten from everyone throughout all the years. F&L Racing Fuel, Brian Busby, the Cullens, all those guys over there. Big thanks to all them. KMC Wheels, Ryan and everybody, John Bidding back in the day who started there. All you guys, those are our 2 big ones that have been on the whole time. So big thanks to them. 4-Wheel Parts, Joey D, everybody over there. Thanks to all you guys. Thanks for getting my truck dialed to the Alexander Ford. There you go. There's a new one. Alexander Ford, new sponsor. Just got a new F-150 from them. Got it all dialed at 4-Wheel Parts. King Shocks, everyone over there, good guys. Rigid Industries, BFG, they're the title sponsor of this race right here. BFG, one of our supporters also. Also, who else? We have BFG, Alpha Distribution, Michelob Ultra, HCR. I just got some sweet new HCR parts for my Polaris Razor. Is another one. See, it could be like Rob Mack. I feel like when Rob Mack says this, he just it just flows. And he's like, oh, the Polaris Razor with the HCR arms on it, running on F&L Racing Fuel. See, I gotta get better like that, But big thanks to them. HCR arms, can't wait to check them out. They're getting installed right now with the Trinity exhaust on the back, and and of course PCI. Great supporters, PCI. They will have the weatherman live tomorrow too. So you're going to want to have the PCI link up with the weatherman on. You're going to want to have the score link up, watching the live stream, and then you're going to want to watch us every hour on the hour, and that'll be it. What time do we think for the winner? 5 hours. I'm going to say 5 hours. They're going to average, what is that, 50 miles an hour. Let's see. If they average 55, I think it might actually be more than that. Here, let's do some math. I'm going to think it's going to be 55 miles an hour at least. So it's 280 divided by 55. That's 5 hours. There you go. 5.09. I'm going to go right on the dot at 5. So if the first car starts at 9, they're going to be done at 2. Your winner is going to be done at 2 o'clock. That's what I'm telling you right now. And we will do updates probably till about 4 o'clock or so. Something like that. I usually like to do updates through the spec truck winner, maybe the class 10 car winner, depending on if it's exciting or not. We don't want to bore you guys. All right, so that's it. 5 hours. Who's your top 3? I don't know. Just go pick the top 3. It's probably, it's so hard anymore to pick people. Bryce Menzies is going to win if he doesn't have a problem. There you go. I said it. Everyone else can hate me. If you're racing tomorrow, I'm sorry, but I don't see you catching Bryce Menzies tomorrow if he doesn't have a problem. That's just, the kid's on fire right now. But it is desert racing, and you never know. There you go. I didn't want to be the guy that doesn't pick. All right. We will see you guys back in the morning. Hopefully we can get Cameron to go on for the little start line footage at 10 o'clock. Thanks for tuning in. Remember, catch us on YouTube now.